Good afternoon, everybody. From the Dark Skies World channel, and yeah. Oh, I think it has gone too far enough that people are trying to go with no, you're wrong, no, you're wrong, that kind of stuff debate, and especially with the coronavirus and Marxist Black Lives Matter being very active, and social media being a tool of which is misleading people quite a lot. I think it is getting to my concern that facts don't care about your feelings. Yeah. Mhm. And yeah, and I had an argument with someone just the other day on social media, and on a video I shared about Ben Shapiro having a debate with somebody, and so what I have noticed for the past few months, and or the last few weeks, I guess, ever since May, May of this year, people have been ever since the Black Lives Matter stuff has been happening. It's either with the actual Black lives, people who want to support Black lives, and then there's people who are Marxist, and they want to mislead people, and they're poisoning people's minds, and you know. So whenever I am talking about how people are have gone through racism and such, and then they say, "Oh, your race didn't get shot at and attacked by the police brutally," and I've watched some videos comparing about how behavior, and how you put yourself in a certain setting, that also puts you in a certain situation. Maybe so if you're just waving $100 bill in a crime high crime neighborhood, of course you're gonna get attacked by people, but you can't blame them because you decided to do that and wave around money around. So you and if you try to just trying to dress up like a gangster, and act all like a punk, and and so if you're just if you don't have a weapon on you, no visible weapon, so comfortable will be yeah, they won't just. But if you do have weapons on you, if you have drugs on you, and you're smoking, and you actually literally act like a thug and literally try to physically attack someone, of course, and then that includes any form of crime: looting, shooting, gang raping, arson. And also attitude of millennials towards other people have decreased, the increased gradually, and it is terrible. Now, because they're like first, because some people their first choice of words is like "shut the fuck up," when they could have just, could you quiet down, please? And this has happened to me like earlier this year. I'm not gonna let Jade forget about that, or what she said to me, because I wasn't talking to her, nor was I perfectly annoying her. So, yeah. And then the misjudgment of people only thinking one race is being racist, and only one race is being attacked, and only one and that you need to accept transgender people. So, but transgender people also need to support appreciate that other people are either could be straight, gay, lesbian, or yeah, because you can't just focus on yourself about stuff like this, and it is and with this gender stuff is and race stuff is also also a tool of misleading stuff that is really social media had caught the attention of that, and they are using that to confuse young people's minds. So if you were a parent and you decided to raise your kid genderless, then that's your fault. They it's not your life, it's your kid's life that they can decide later on in life when they become an adult. Yeah. So yeah, I've seen this stuff all the time. Sometimes there's transgender people, and then if they're oh, we weren't being respected enough, and they'll take it out on straight people, and when straight people were actually trying to respect them, and they're only thinking of it one way, and when the transgender person also needs to or LGBT person also needs to give the respect back to that person. They could be straight or also LGBT as well, or the race might be different. So another thing I want to talk about is I've talked about it too many times, and police. So this only generally applies to cops, police in USA, and slightly less in Canada, but it still is. So the Marxist Black Lives Movement is making cops look like, oh, they're the bad people, and the whites are racist, that kind of stuff, and black cops have also spoken out about this, and yeah, I think it's not fair that they're that Marxist group is doing this. So as you probably have seen, not through the news, but actually like for the reports from, so many children have died at the hands of Black Lives Matter protesters and gangsters, and basically any form of criminals, child molesters, child abusers, child like kidnappers, and basically any bad guy on the list. So it's not like just like focusing on like black children, but yeah, especially like say like these children are like they could be white, they could be black, they could be Mexican, they could be native, they could be Asian, this could be Hispanic, or any other basically on any other race. They could be literally walking down the street, and then there could be like bad people just striking out, shooting at innocent people, not giving a care about like who like they shoot, and yeah, because they either they're just doing it for like a violent protest or like a riot. Sequoia Turner and of yeah, and Devon McNeil. Yeah, they were like in two different cities, and like these like children were like innocently like killed by because of these people, and family and friends of these kids are like mad at these so-called Black Lives Matter protesters, most likely the Marxist ones, brainwashed ones, and gangsters for killing young children, and yeah. And also like not just like against children being the victims. So if there were like more police in the area, they could have like stopped in like the stop this, and like they would have like shot back at like the whoever it was, and make sure those people went to jail, served their sentence, and also like there have been like several shootings and homicide and killings in Toronto as well, and some have been suspects have been caught by the Toronto police, and some have not yet. And because of like all this like defund the police rants that are like going around right now, police are like getting less support, and on like trying to like catch these suspects who are like causing terror, and more gangsters and more crime starters are more active than they have been since the last couple of years, when they should have been in the jail. And Oh, and also like what the people saying whites are racist and such. Oh, you guys are overreacting. God damn it. What have I seen it from this? With all this like craziness going on, and like politicians and like cities and towns. Some aren't doing their job. Some are doing their job, and they're like literally trying to depend on the army. Damn, the U.S. Army is gonna be pissed off for wasting people wasting their time. And with the cancel culture, and this has generally has been started by the left wing. Like you are like so what many people have said is like you are like allowed to like have your own point of view, but if you're like trying to like get others to say that certain people are wrong just because they don't have the same ideals that you do, but that does not mean you cannot have the right. Does not have you do not have the right. I, I repeat, you do not have the right to physically, verbal, verbally, or through social media attack someone or a group of people just because you don't have the same ideas as them. And I think it's just just rude of you if you even like think of that, and like, and I have lost so many friends because of this. They're not my friends anymore. Just because we didn't agree on the same things, we don't have to agree on the same things. I spoke out about this on privately on Facebook before, and we don't have to agree on the same things. But if you're trying to like shut out my ideals, then remove me forever. Want me to contacts. Because just because you don't agree with don't agree with someone does not make you the right person. You have to hear like both sides of the story, both sides of the perspectives in this case, and see where like the where it went right and where it went wrong, and come to like a good final conclusion. There's all this like cancel culture, Marxist Black Lives Matter. failure of like what some certain politicians are doing, and like and people who just instead of getting getting people to join together to fight like a common cause like racism or the coronavirus. Instead, everyone is like literally being trying to like divided apart just because people don't agree on the same thing. Then instead of like rather trying to work together, they would rather like fight each other like wild bobcats, and instead, yeah. That's just embarrassing. So if you still don't understand it, here's an example. If you don't like Donald Trump, you don't have to like him. I don't like him. That's my opinion. You don't have to like Joe Biden. That's your opinion. But if you say you should hate that person, maybe you should really look at like some people have changed over time, and some people are still hiding behind a wall, like a plexiglass wall, just faking things. Because both parties can be like wrong on like some things, and yeah. I think it's good that people should probably just try to talk it out like fair debate, and give like at least 3 to 5 reasons. Say I think this because of this, and the other side can do I think this because of this, and I've learned to appreciate like others' thoughts of like yeah. Yeah, like some you don't have to like you have to have you don't have to be friends with everybody, but yeah. But only the real ones will be with you in the end. Please be nice to each other. Have fair debates. Don't go at each other like bobcats. And don't say you're wrong or you're wrong. Talk it out.